man.
It's good, isn't it?
Mm, we're good. We're good. Oh, we're good. We're on actually.
Yeah.
We're live.
Oh shit, we're
I
live.
didn't. I forgot to do the countdown
Oh my
today.
gosh. Normally I get like, with the 3, 2, 1s and
I
whatnot.
forgot to do the
Oh
countdown. Oh
man, how's it
my
going?
gosh, it's going good, man. Going good. I just had a match, 2 matches,
Yeah,
so I'm knackered, but I'm gonna keep the energy high
that is
for
it.
our Flixters.
That
hmm
is it. Keep the energy high because
hmm
we're gonna fly. Just thought I'd do a bit of you.
You're
Bit,
bringing your
I'm
raps
doing
there.
you. I'm doing you,
You're
man.
bringing your raps.
So listen, look, folks, thanks for downloading another episode. Thanks, listener. We're speaking to you wherever you are in the world. So listen, look, we've got a great show for you. So this is episode 229, Deval.
hmm Yeah, we have to get the numbers right. Some people must be thinking from last week it was 220 something. Now it's this. We're trying to align our numbers with what's on, Castbox on iTunes and all
Yes.
that. So
Yeah.
you're not going mad. You're not
Exactly.
going
You're not
mad.
going mad. It's just us. It's just the Valentine's. It's the way that we do things. So listen, look.
Yeah.
So we've got some film reviews coming up in the show. We're going to be speaking about Last of Us. We've got some trailers that we're going to be speaking about. We've got some movie news that we're going to throw in there. And yeah, but before all of that, let's do the shout outs. This is one of the best bits of the show. I love doing this bit, hearing about shout
hmm
outs. Devour, take it away.
Yes, because it's all about you. It's not
Mm.
about us really. We're just a vessel
Yeah.
for you guys. It's
Yeah.
all about you. So first shout out goes to Zakharov. Now we've been saying Zakharov needs to come on the show.
Oh, man.
He's a busy man, obviously he is, but we're going to get him on the show this year in 2023. Spoke to him a few days ago. Go check out his Instagram, Zakharov. He puts out some really good hidden gems. Some of the hidden gems
Yeah.
that he actually puts out, we'll talk about. So he knows his movie. So go check him out. He was talking about going to watch A Knock on the Cabin.
Mm.
I don't think he got to see it yet, but he's going to see it soon. So we'll review it today,
Yeah.
Zakharov. If you're listening, hopefully you've seen it by then. Let us know what you think. Yeah. Cool. Second shout out goes to Zach Milne Talks Movies. Was it
Mm.
Zach Milne Talks Movies? Either way, Zach is talking movies.
Yeah.
He commented on Black Panther, talking about how much he likes it, and also talking about other, movies as well. He does his own podcast, so go check out Zach Milne Talks Movies on YouTube.
Yeah.
We are on YouTube as well, you lot. So go check us out,
Yeah,
and
like and subscribe us, and the
mm,
more likes and subscribes, um
the merrier.
the merrier. Exactly. So Devout, just quickly, just on Black Panther, when is it out on Disney Plus?
It's out already. It's on Disney Plus now, so you can watch that from the comfort of your own home.
There you
I'm going
go.
to be honest here. I liked it. I didn't love it.
Mm,
I only saw it once in the cinema, and that's not like me. I
yeah,
usually see Marvel films 3 times,
yeah.
so I'm going to watch it again at home.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
me
there
too.
you go.
100%,
Mm.
100%. All right, listen, look, from one studio, Disney, Marvel, let's go on to the other big tentpole Disney, studio,
hmm
Devout, DC. So listen,
Yes. So
part of our movie news. We're going to speak a bit about this, right? Because there's quite a few things that we need to kind of just get off our chest, and this has been hitting the kind of interwebs. Like this is, going viral on Twitter and whatnot. So this is James Gunn's DC update. Now, some of you might not be aware, but James Gunn and Peter Safran, they took over as
mm,
kind of the head honchos at steering DC and their kind of the DC universe in a particular direction. So for the next kind of like 10 years, Deval, 10 years,
10 years.
they're in
Good.
charge of
It's good.
overseeing the kind of the movies that are going to be coming out of
Good.
DC. So yeah, take it away, man. What did you make of this? What's the news? Let's break this down for a little bit.
Yeah, so I like it. I like the fact he came out. He
Mm,
came out in front of it and spoke to everyone about what DC are doing. I mean, that's something that Marvel did back in 2006.
mm,
Kevin Feige and all the other big wigs at Marvel had a meeting about Marvel's future, and they planned it up to 2019, which we
incredible.
saw the Infinity Saga play out. So that's the sort of planning you need to do. This is what DC have always needed to do, but they've always been, playing catch up. So just to quickly go over it, obviously James Gunn, like you mentioned, big wig at DC. He is now solely responsible for how DC, like how it shapes going forward. We know he done a good job at Marvel, so it's in good hands. I'll talk about a couple of projects that he said he's involved in. or obviously he's overseeing possibly. So Superman Legacy, and also he gave dates for when the movies are coming out, which again subject to change, but at least it shows that they're serious. Superman Legacy, July the 11th, 2025. So that's 3.5 years.
Yeah.
That's going to be co-written by James Gunn, and it's going to be looking at Superman and what he's been doing, and who is Superman going to be?
Mm.
Henry Cavill. It's not going to be
No,
him.
he's out.
Probably going to be someone younger. Exactly. The Authority. Who are the Authority? Yeah. James Gunn likes a mishmash of characters.
Ragtag group of
Yeah,
characters. Yeah.
exactly. Which the Authority look like they're going to be that kind of Guardians of the Galaxy kind of mix match team. So there's no date on when that's coming out.
Mm.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
He mentioned this is going to be something quite dark compared to the rest, because we know James Gunn, even though he can be rated R, he keeps it light touch.
Yeah.
There's lots of jokes involved and stuff like that. So Swamp Thing could be something that's really, really dark. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Yes.
Mhm.
Woman of Tomorrow.
Not
Yeah.
today, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So it's going to look at how the contrast between Clark Kent, Superman, who landed in Smallville, nice family barn, nice upbringing. But Supergirl's going to have a very different story.
Yeah.
This is going to look at how she didn't get that nice upbringing. She was raised in turmoil. Krypton blew up, and she didn't get the niceness that Superman got. So it's going to look at her story.
She was raised in
Oh,
the dark.
exactly. The light is her ally, or the darkness is your ally. She was molded by it. We're going to get TV shows. I'll touch on a couple.
Yep.
Lanterns
Yes.
TV show.
Yeah. Look forward to
That's
this.
going to have both, what's his name?
Hal
Jon Stewart.
and Hal.
Yeah, exactly. Both Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. TV show. Hopefully it's going to be good quality. So we'll see what happens there. This is one I'm really looking forward to. Waller.
Yes.
Amanda Waller, who for me
She's back.
is one of the
She's gonna be back.
one of the greatest DCEU characters.
Yeah.
Because Viola Davis, she's gangster in that role.
And have you noticed, Deval, they always kept her. She's always been
Yes.
in there, like even with the Suicide Squad, with
yeah.
Peacemaker, with kind of
She's a mainstay.
yeah, she's there,
She's a
man, because they know
mainstay.
she's
Yep.
gangster.
Yeah, exactly. So that one's TV show I'm going to look forward to and see, what happens with Waller, who she's dealing with, and just how it really plays out.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a quick snippet overview of what's going on with DC. There's lots more that you can find out yourself as well.
Yeah.
But it's looking like it's got to be better.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse, can it?
It can't be worse. And listen, look, the only thing that I'm going to add to that is he's calling this kind of like in Marvel, they had it broke it down into phases. This one, he's calling it chapters. So chapter 1 of the DCU is called Gods and Monsters. So he's calling it Gods and Monsters. Okay. And here's the thing, Deval, I just wanted to quickly ask you about this. So listen, look, we've had multiple Batmen, multiple actors playing Batman. We've even got a Matt Reeves universe going on with Robert Pattinson. But James Gunn, he's announced a Batman and Robin movie as well.
Yeah. He does like Robin, he said, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So what's happened is, the Matt Reeves' universe and the Todd Phillips Joker universe, that comes under kind of this other banner called the Elseworlds banner. Just like the comic books, they had all the stuff that doesn't fit into the main timeline. They have kind of like a separate timeline that fits into this Elseworlds banner. So that's what they're going to be sticking to. So we're going to get a Batman in the form of Robert Pattinson, but then we're also going to get another Batman. So I'm not sure how people will like that one. But here's the other thing that I wanted to kind of just quickly mention. If you look at his actual video, the one that he put up on Twitter or whatever it was, he actually speaks about the Flash. He's actually called the Flash, Deval. Where is it? I want to just basically just quote this. He's actually called it one of the greatest superhero movies of all time.
Yeah,
The Flash.
Okay. That's big talk.
That is big. That is huge talk. Huge talk. And here's the thing: they've left the door open for Ezra Miller, for them, yeah, for them to come back into the role whilst he sorts out his kind of mental health issues that are going on. So remember, there was a
Mm.
bit of a kind of like, is he going to be kicked out? Is he not going to be kicked
Yeah,
out?
yeah.
I think James Gunn has seen the movie. He said that he's seen the movie, and he says that it's absolutely like spectacular. And I think they want
Mm.
to still go with Ezra Miller as the Flash,
Mm.
because it fits in with what they want to do over the next kind of like 10 years because of the timelines and the multiverse and all that sort of stuff. So it's really interesting to kind of see that. I'm even more intrigued to watch the Flash, but like Deval mentioned, go out there, go check it out. There's going to be lots of movies coming out, TV shows, movies, recasts, reboots, and all
Mm.
that sort of stuff. So yeah, go check it out.
Animation, animation as well. It's all going to
Oh
cut across, isn't
yeah,
it?
animation.
All going to link. It's all going to link.
And the thing is that what they want to do is the voice actors that they use for the animation,
Will
they
be the
want to use,
same.
yes,
The
they want to use for the live
same.
action stuff as well, which I think is actually really, really
Man.
good.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So that's going to be really great. So go out there, go check it out. DCU is kicking things off. And I mean, come on, Deval, we've got, what have we got? From the old lot, we've got the, Shazams, we've got the Aquaman, and we've got the, what else? Is there
Mm.
something else coming out?
Shazam, Aquaman, and
No more
there's
Wonder
one
Woman.
more that we Flash. Well, Flash
Oh,
is
well,
coming out still,
Flash.
isn't
Well,
it?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Shazam and all that stuff. All right, let's move on to other news now. Deval, check this out. This was on the news radar for me. Gladiator 2
Mm-hmm.
has been confirmed. We knew it was going to happen, but check this out. We've got a release date,
Mm.
and Ridley Scott, he's come about and he's turned around and said that the new Gladiator movie is going to be coming out on oh my god, I had it over here.
Mhm.
Um,
But this not this year. It's going to be next year, isn't it?
it's 20. Yeah, it's 2024. It's
Oh, okay.
it's 2024. So this is awkward. Orcs. I thought I had the whole thing over here, but apparently I don't.
Well, sometime in 2024. So that's
Whilst Deval is filling in the awkwardness of this moment, I'm gonna just quickly find out Gladiator 2.
maybe I should just leave it. I should be quiet and just let everyone can watch you. Just be like.
All right, that is creepy.
But
Let's have a look.
you know what? Gladiator 2, did we need one? I don't know if we need a Gladiator 2, you know. Gladiator 1 was so it's a really good movie.
I know.
It does a job. It has its purpose, beginning,
I
middle,
found
and
the
end,
date.
and it ends on such a good note.
I know.
Was that you found it?
Yeah, I found the date.
No, but I was being genuine. Actually genuinely think we don't need a part two,
I
you
know,
know?
because I mean Russell Crowe, after his turn as Zeus, no, was he Zeus in
Mm.
I can't remember. Yeah, in
In Thor, yeah,
oh
Thor,
man,
yeah.
seriously, this is something else. But yeah, listen, November the 22nd, 2024 will mark the return of Gladiator
Mm.
2. How he comes back, I don't know. So is this going to be, because obviously
Russell Crowe died, didn't it?
it's going to be Russell Crowe.
Spoilers.
So I think it's going to be
What?
a prequel. So
Oh,
it's going to be
oh, come
his
on.
life before Gladiator.
No, no, no. The shape he's in, you cannot do a prequel. He's not in the same shape. He's like
He
30
is,
years
I
older,
know, man. I know.
20,
And
20,
his
23
belly,
years older.
he's portly. He's like, he's not gonna work out for this.
Nah, 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 nah. Nah.
Come on.
Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm,
Yeah,
mm-mm, mm-mm.
he's kind of getting on a bit, but okay, they're going for it. Um, he's gonna be back. So
Mm. I'm not happy about that, but
yes,
it
it's
is
gonna
what
be
it
released
is.
by Paramount, apparently. And
Mm.
oh, maybe not, Deval. Maybe not. It's gonna be someone else.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. Well, you mean other than Russell Crowe?
So it says apparently a guy called Paul Mescal is set to star in the lead
Okay.
role, but he's not replacing Maximus.
Oh yeah, he'd be someone. He'll be like his kid or something, maybe,
Instead,
or who
he will be
maybe.
playing Lucius, the son of Lucilla. Do you remember the
Mm.
kid?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
It's going to be him,
Oh, okay, okay, okay. It might be actually him as well. Maybe,
possibly. I wonder
maybe
if
it
they're
might
going
be
to do
him.
that.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, Gladiator 2, obviously Russell Crowe, it would have been a bit weird the ghost of Russell
Mm,
Crowe, maybe, who knows.
mm,
But listen, if you're interested in that, go check out the news over there. Now let's speak about World War, or
mm,
ungentlemanly World War. Duval,
mm.
tell us
So yeah,
about
so
this.
this is the World War II story, directed by Guy Ritchie, and this
Mm,
movie is going to be called "The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare."
mm.
Bit of a mouthful.
It is.
Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. What is it about? You're asking. You're thinking, what is? Of course, warfare is ungentlemanly by its very definition. But this tells a story of a ragtag team who do everything not by the book.
Mm,
And they, true story, this is based on true events, a team that they didn't do things by the book. They did everything differently, and they were quite instrumental in helping to to win the Second World War against the Nazis. So this reminds me
oh,
of
the
a
bastards.
not just that as well, but also reminds me of the Bad Batch
Mm,
of Star Wars, which we're going to talk about quickly after. But a team of soldiers that just don't do things, traditionally, look different, act different, but get the job done.
yeah,
So this is going to star Superman. Henry Cavill's going to be in this film.
right.
Yep, your mate Henry,
That's good to.
Alan Richson, who played Jack Reacher. You know the
Oh
Amazon TV show,
God, that
the big guy.
massive guy. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a
yeah.
unit. He's a unit. We got Aitha Gonzalez.
She's great.
Aida Gonzalez, who we saw in, I want to say, what's that film with Vin
Morbius.
Diesel where he, nah, that was someone else.
Oh shit.
She was in the one with Vin Diesel where he
Oh,
was this,
Deadshot,
and she was in
Bloodshot.
Deadshot, Bloodshot. That's it. And she was in Baby Driver as well.
Yes, she's great.
So yeah, so that's Henry Golding's going to be in it,
Mm,
among others as well. So should be an interesting film. This is going to come out sometime, I think, end of this year or maybe next year.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. I mean, talking to Guy Ritchie, I saw Operation Fortune, and at some point we will speak about it. But
yeah.
yeah, he makes interesting, fun, dumb
Mm.
movies, and like
Yeah,
he's made a few blockbusters. I'm thinking about
he's
the.
got a war film out now, hasn't he? He's got a war film out now with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh wow! So he's
Yeah,
not shy of making
he's
a
got a war film
film.
out now with Jake Gyllenhaal. I swear he has.
There
I
you go.
swear he has.
Yeah, it was that
Yeah.
Operation Fortune. It was quite fun, and I laughed more than I thought I was gonna. And Jason Statham does
Mm,
Jason Statham. So Henry Cavill being, obviously in a movie makes sense because he worked with him on. There was a movie
mm.
that they did together, Guy Ritchie and Henry Cavill.
The gentleman, the gangster one, the gentleman.
That is it. Yeah, The Gentleman.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Hugh
yeah,
Grant was in this one, and he plays. It's just kind of
yes,
like an
yeah,
extension of that role.
yeah,
It shows.
yeah.
Yeah, it's quite funny. So yeah, so if you're interested in the whole Guy Ritchie stuff, keep it locked there. And yeah, let's move on to new and streaming now. Deval, episode
Mm,
3 of The Last of Us that aired on Monday.
mm,
Episode 4 is going to be
mm.
coming up. By the time this episode of the Flixters is out, episode 4 probably would have aired. And yeah, I read a bit about kind of episode 3, and a lot of people are saying it's a great episode. And you know what, it was a good episode. It was a good episode, and you know, Brokeback Mountain vibes were going on in there. The grizzly
Yeah.
bear guys, like there was all that stuff going on there,
Mm,
and it was kind of like a real. I thought we were going to be carrying on the story with Ellie and Joel, but no, this
mm,
takes kind of like a detour. We focus on two other characters who are caught up in the whole kind of the post-apocalyptic event that's going on around the world, and this kind of it takes place in 2000 and at the start of the pandemic, during the pandemic, and kind of like a present day pandemic. So it's kind of all these different timelines. I thought it was really well acted. I thought it was really well directed, kind of a heartfelt story,
mm,
and not your typical. I didn't expect it to kind of they shoved this in there so
mm.
early on in the show.
Yeah, it surprised me. I thought it was a really good
Mm,
episode, and it just goes to show sometimes in a world of chaos and mayhem and monsters, it's the human connection
yeah,
that actually is the most powerful thing, and how humans, interact. And I think, I mean, without too many spoilers, when like these two, this couple, same sex couple, I didn't realize that was going to be the case,
No,
and actually, I didn't actually care. Like, it didn't change anything for me. But I was always thinking one of them was going to be bad. Like in the world that we're in,
me too.
when he saw the guy in the pit, one of them came across another guy in a pit, like a trap that he set.
Yeah,
When he saw the guy in there, I kept thinking this guy's bad.
yeah.
He's going to do you wrong. And there were certain moments where he'll turn his back, he's playing the piano,
I thought he
and
was
I
going to
thought, don't
juke him.
turn your back.
I thought he was going
I
to
thought he
juke him when he was playing piano.
Exactly. And it's just like you are taught not to trust anyone.
Yeah,
So when you see someone making friends, you think, don't do that. But it turned out to be a really good relationship. So
yeah.
it was a really good
It
episode.
was. It was. I was really surprised.
Really good
Yeah, I
episode.
was surprised about the whole thing. And that is Devout. That's not in the game.
Oh, isn't it? Oh,
No,
okay,
that's
okay, okay,
that's not.
okay.
That's. I mean, the game that I wasn't in the game that I played, and no, nothing like that. And I just thought
Mm,
they've expanded the universe, and I think
okay.
that's a great. The writers have kind of been able to do that, and I think it might happen again. In the other episodes that we see, but I just think it was a really good standalone episode, and yeah, his. At the beginning, like him in his kind of basement with all those guns and everything. That's how you
Mm,
would be, man.
mm. My man was fully set up,
Ramped
and he
up.
was Yeah, he was clever as well. But he's social. It's like social. I think he had some sort of social issues. Obviously, over years, it's going to happen. But he was ready to have traps set everywhere. He had all these guns. He just had his own little community for himself.
Yeah,
It was mad,
it's good. If you
mad.
haven't seen the episode, go check it out, episode 3.
Yeah.
And by the time this episode is episode 4 will probably be, would have aired as well.
Yep.
That's coming out on Monday. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, the other one is The Bad Batch. Now, Deval has already
Mm.
spoken about The Bad Batch before on the show. He just mentioned it, maybe about 5-10 minutes ago. So Deval, tell us about this Bad Batch. This is decent, man.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. So this is on Disney Plus. This is the Star Wars world, and this Bad Batch season 2 started recently, and this is really looking at sort of a pocket away from the main Star Wars, story, but about a group of ragtag. There used to be clones, like the soldiers, the
Yeah.
ones with the whites, the what do they call them,
Oh,
stormtroopers, but they
stormtroopers.
were
Yeah.
like a bad batch, and they were shunned, and they kind of broke free of their programming, and now they're fighting against the Empire, and it's interesting. It's a good show.
Yeah.
I mentioned to you before, the Clone Wars is great,
Yes.
Rebels is great, Bad Batch is great,
And the
Star
Show
Wars
Katana
is not
ones.
so
Remember
great.
the animation one that they just aired?
Exactly. Yeah.
Short
So it's
episodes.
all the Tales of the Jedi.
That
All
was
these
it.
animations are better than the
I
films.
know.
So this one here, go give it a watch. It's on Disney Plus. There's like 4 episodes out at the moment. They come out every week, but it's decent, man. It's decent. Honestly, you should
Yeah.
give it a
People
watch.
should be watching this stuff
Yeah.
and commenting
Mm,
and chatting to us about it on the old Instagram and YouTube. So
yeah.
do that. Now let's speak about trailers. So we've got a couple of interesting trailers that we want to speak about. The first one, the first one is kind of a British homegrown movie, and it's kind of like this dark. Uh, what did it give me vibes of? Kind of like almost like a home invasion movie, where we it follows the kind of like this upper class British woman. She's got
Mm,
her life. She's a teacher at a school. I think she's a teacher at school. She's got money. And when we see her first, she comes from class and she's got this kind of way that she speaks, but there's a dark secret from her past that comes back to haunt her in the form of two people. And we don't know from the trailer who these two
mm,
people are. Could be someone from her family, could be people that she's abandoned in the past, but they come back for revenge. And man, it looks creepy. It's
mm.
one of the actors in this. She's brilliant, Deval. I spoke about a movie that on the show called Rocks, and
Yeah, yeah.
she won like a BAFTA award, and she's in this. She plays one of the people who comes back to kind of like haunt. I say haunt. It's not a ghost story, but like haunt this kind of this woman. So she plays that, and
Mm,
she looks menacing in this. It looks really good. It's out
mm,
on Netflix. It's coming out at the end of this month, and it's called The Strays. So I recommend you see the trailer first to see if it's kind of up your alley.
mm. The
Um, The
Strays. Okay.
Strays. It looks good, man. The other one is called We Have a Ghost, and this is kind of like a bit of a comedy horror.
Hmm.
Stars Anthony Mackie. It stars Andrew Harbour. No, is it Andrew Harbour who played?
David Harbour.
Sorry,
What,
David
Stranger
Harbour.
Things?
Stranger
Okay.
Things. And he
Hmm.
plays the ghost in this. So Anthony Mackie and his family,
Oh.
they move into a house. Everyone tells them, they're making a big mistake because the house is haunted. They still move in it, and it's got vibes of Beetlejuice. It's got kind of
Mm.
like um, the house on the haunted hill, those types of vibes in it.
Okay.
But here's the thing: David Harbour, who plays the ghost, he's not an evil ghost. He's a friendly ghost, and then there's a kind of like a bit of a
Mm.
mystery that they need to solve in there. It's quite fun. It's got Stifler's mom. She's in it.
Mm.
Uh,
Should always be known as Stifler's mum, no matter
what
what. No
exactly?
matter what.
I've been watching. I saw a program on Netflix called The Watcher, and she's in it as well. And
She's in it,
yeah,
yeah,
she's in it as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
And all I just keep thinking about is Stifler's mum, like MILF, MILF,
yeah.
MILF. And so
Oh my
yeah, it
gosh.
looks good. It looks really like decent. This is coming out on February the 24th, so in a few more
Okay.
weeks' time. And yeah, go check it out. It looks just fun. And then the last one, Deval, I'm not sure if you got a chance to have a look at this or you heard about this one. This is David Cronenberg. Sorry, Brandon
Mm.
Cronenberg. So David
Yes,
Cronenberg's son
yes, yeah.
stars one of the Skarsgård brothers and Mia Goth.
Hmm.
This movie, Deval, is got horror. It's got body horror. It's got violence. It's got flipping like weird shit going on.
Yeah.
So, uh, Peter, I think it's Peter Skarsgård. He's out on a vacation with his wife, and then they meet Mia Goth and her partner, and then they recommend them to go out to like a place. And whilst they're out, there's kind of like a tragedy that happens, and out of this tragedy, Peter Skarsgård and his wife get caught up in a game. They get caught up in.
Mm,
They're given the opportunity. They can either pay the price, go to jail, and
or profit from it, isn't it? Like
yeah,
that's
exactly, or they can pay the
yeah,
price for it, and
yeah.
the crime, the crime that they commit, the penalty is death.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
I've seen this one. This one looks
This
interesting.
is
This one
mad.
is.
It's a
I
mad
think there's
one.
also something about staying young, or I think it makes them it's like all these rich people or something.
Yeah.
It's like they want to somehow stay young or use other people's death. Well, I don't know. It just looks mad.
It's just a weird one, and obviously
Looks
coming from
mad.
the
Yeah,
Cronenbergs, this is going to be kind of
yeah,
like body
yeah, yeah,
horror.
yeah,
It's going to be shocking.
yeah,
It's going to be violent.
yeah.
There's going to be blood and all that sort of stuff. So,
Mm,
yeah, I definitely recommend, like on the weird scale, it's 11.
yeah, 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 yeah.
On the shock level, it's going to be up there as well. But I watched the Possessor or the Possession, one of Brandon Cronenberg's
Oh yes,
movies that
yeah,
was
yeah.
recent. Yeah, I mean he's one to watch basically.
Mm,
So go check it out.
just like his daddy.
Mm.
Just like his
Serious
daddy.
daddy issues going on over there. All right, okay, let's do anniversary corner. Now, here's one
Uh,
from 2013, so 10 years ago. This is After Earth, and this is the one that stars Will Smith and Will Smith's son.
yep. After Earth. So 2013. That's 10 years
Mm.
ago. Will Smith, Jaden Smith. So they basically star in a futuristic movie directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who obviously we're going to talk about his movie a bit later. And this is so they crash on a planet, and it looks like the planet they crashed on is like Earth in the distant future
Yeah.
after obviously like humanity's messed it up. Humanity's had to get out of there, similar to what we're doing now. So this is like a true story.
Yeah.
And this Earth is now inhabited by creatures that have evolved to the new landscape. So it's kind of gone back to prehistoric kind of
Yeah.
situations. The heat, the primordial soup that's in the environment is has created all kinds of creatures that are there to now hunt Will Smith and his son. So in this film, Will Smith, after they crashed, he's incapacitated. He has to stay on the ship and guide his son to go off and basically save them by
Mm.
getting somewhere and getting rescued or
Yeah.
something like that, contacting HQ. This film bombed in the cinema.
Yeah,
It's done really, really
spectacularly.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, IMDb is 4.8.
Yep.
I'm surprised it bombed so bad because obviously at that time that director he was kind of trying to come back, trying to do something different
Yep.
compared to Sixth Sense and Lady in the Water and all that kind of stuff.
Which bombed.
People weren't liking it, so now he's gone back to what he knows.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And it
yeah,
was Will
10 years.
Smith. I mean, Will Smith, obviously back then, like a huge bankable star, like,
Yeah.
even now. I mean, and pairing father and son together, that was all interesting. But yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned the whole M. Night thing because
Mm.
he's had this weird, and we're going to get into the whole kind of, the movie now, but he's kind of had this weird, up and down kind of trajectory.
Mm.
Obviously, his debut movie, Sixth Sense,
Oh.
was massive,
Mm.
great commercially,
Yeah.
critically, absolutely amazing. And I've got to add in there, I mean, I really, really liked Unbreakable. I
That was only a year later, you know that. That was just a year later,
I know,
2000.
I know.
Mm.
And like, he's obviously had some hits and he's had some misses in there. He's kind of,
Sorry, it was The Last Airbender. Remember that film?
oh man.
That one
But that's
flopped. That was
based
that.
on a really well loved
Yes,
animation, and he
yes,
screwed that
yes,
up.
yeah.
Like, there was backlash
Mm.
about that, and
Yeah.
Dev Patel was in that one, and they messed up.
Mm. Mm.
So, like I said before, he's been out of favor. He's been in favor. I remember he made this kind of he put some money. He put his own money apparently into one of his movies called The Visit. Do you remember this really creepy?
Yeah, I watched that. That was all right,
That was
actually. I
decent.
liked it. That was all right. Yeah,
Starring Catherine Hahn,
yeah.
about the kids going off to
Mm.
spend some time with their grandparents, but
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
massive
yeah,
twist at the end of that one.
yeah.
So M. Night Shyamalan, he's known for the guy who delivers a twist.
Twist and shout.
Exactly. Like, the twist. Like in Glass, hang on, no, what was the one that linked Glass to
Oh, the first
Unbreakable?
one was it's gonna come to me. Oh man, uh, the one with Professor X was in it,
Yes.
and it will come to me. Yeah, it will
All
come.
right. So that one, the twist in that one was right at the end. It linked
Mm.
into Unbreakable. And then we
Yeah.
had Glass and like, that I think that did well for Shyamalan in
Split,
Split.
split,
That was it, Split.
split. Yeah.
So that was kind of like part of a shared little universe, and then that did well, and then it was sold on this premise, this promise of it being connected to that whole thing, and then we
Mm.
had Glass, and I had my reservations about it, and blah blah blah, but it done really well, and then he did Old, which we reviewed on the show a couple of years ago. Interesting premise, it had its moments and stuff, and now M. Night Shyamalan is back again. He is adapting a novel which is called The
Mm.
Cabin at the End of the World or something.
That's it.
And this movie is called The Knock at the Cabin.
Yep.
Before we get into M. Shyamalan, Deval, I just got to say, don't you reckon Dave Bautista is a bona
I've
fide
been telling you, man. I've been telling you, this guy from the wrestling days when he couldn't even talk on the mic properly. Now he's done good.
mate?
He's done good. He's worked
He's
hard and got there.
his name,
Mm.
he's top billing
Yeah,
on the movie. His
yeah.
name comes up first. So out of all the wrestlers come actors, man, for me,
Mm.
Dave Bautista, he's done it.
Yeah. I think he's a better actor than The Rock. He's even in this film, he uses no muscle. He's a gentle guy in this film. He's a
He's
gentle guy.
he's really, really good in this. So
Mm.
that is the thing for me. Go watch it for Dave Bautista, and just to see the turnaround in from his WWE days to what he has become now, I think it's really brilliant. Brilliant transformation. Here's the thing, Deval. I think the premise is actually really, really interesting. I think it's interesting in the sense that M. Night Shyamalan, he takes these kind of weird kind of little stories, he infuses them with horror, he fuses them with tension, he infuses them with this kind of, he uses music to kind of good effect. And we're always thinking, shit, what's going to happen at the end? There's a twist at the end, and that's his kind of trademark thing. And I don't think it delivered on the promise.
Mm.
It's decent. It's 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 got some really interesting things that are going on in there, but in
Mm.
my head I was like, oh come on, why did that happen? Like, why didn't you do this and why didn't you do that? And then it kind of, some things, it took me out of the movie, which I hate because I'm
What's
thinking,
this? What bits are you talking about? Let me.
all right, so first things first, right? There's a scene in the
Yeah.
movie, right, where let's give the premise. So a
Okay.
couple,
Yeah.
a couple, they are, same-sex couple. They've rented out a cabin in the middle of
Mm,
nowhere. It's secluded. It's quiet. It's like
mm,
seriously, like away from civilization. They have their adopted daughter with them. She's off playing outside, and um, literally within the first couple of minutes, all we see is just this hulking figure of Dave Bautista. He's walking into frame, and
mm,
we know that something sinister is going to happen. And for a moment, I was like, "Oh my god, he's just going to like kidnap the child, and he's going to do something really,
mm,
really nasty to the child." But like you said, Deval, he's very gentle and he's very calm, and he's looking over his shoulder because he knows that there's other people that are coming and whatnot. So they take hostage the couple and the kid, and they are proposing something really, really shocking. And here's the thing, what they're saying is that the end of the world is imminent,
mm,
and the only way that the whole world, the whole civilization can be saved is if this couple, they make a decision, and that decision is to kill one of the other. So someone has
mm-hmm.
to die in order for the whole
Someone.
world to survive. All right. So that is the premise of the story. And throughout the movie,
Big decision. Big
I mean,
decision.
it's like, how the hell were you going to do that? Right. And throughout the movie, the listener, you're probably thinking, well, okay, why is it this couple that's been chosen? So they litter the movie with kind of clues and things like that. Why this couple? Right.
Mm,
So here's the thing. Something happens, and Dave Bautista is, look, because of your decision, because of your indecision, look at what's happened. And then
mm.
there's a tsunami. Right. Here's the thing, Devaldo. The newscaster says, and we've got footage of this tsunami. Where the hell did they get that news footage?
Because this in this footage, the tsunami is massive and it wipes away the whole beach, including the person holding the
Holding the
phone.
phone.
So I need to know how that footage left that person holding the phone who got wiped away. How did it get sent
How
to the
did
newsroom?
how did it get to the
I
newsroom?
need to know that. I need to know that. Yeah. I thought the same thing. I thought, hold on a second. I thought maybe that person got away, or maybe it's been recorded from a high building. No, this person was in.
The
They
water.
got wiped away. So how's
Exactly. So things like that, right? I was like, come on, that's poor. That is poor writing. That's just poor.
mm,
And maybe it's just me. I'm just nitpicking. But I was thinking, hang on a second, that doesn't make sense at all, right? So then there's that, and then there's other things that happen. Is like one of the couple. Eventually, they end up getting a gun, right? He
mm,
ends up getting a gun, and he had every opportunity to shoot Dave Bautista in the leg or in the arm, or he could have stopped him from doing what he eventually did. And I was just like, hang on a second, why, what is going on over here, man? Like, seriously, it's just like incredible. And then there's other bits and pieces, but yeah, go on, you say your thing, man. You can, because you've got an
mm.
interesting one as well.
That moment when he was getting the gun, it was very, very. It reminded me of Glass when they were shoving themselves against the car. There was a couple of moments where it wasn't coordinated right.
Mm.
He had opportunity to get the gun, and he didn't even look around him because the lady was coming. It was a bit funny,
Yeah.
but yeah, for me, the whole film, for me, this wasn't an M Night Shyamalan film
Mm.
because I think the whole film was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't rubbish, but he's known for his twists. This didn't have a twist. Halfway through the film, we were given everything, and there wasn't anything else to twist.
Yeah.
Nothing was going to twist here. Yeah, so the concept was there. The decision had to be made, and all they were showing us what happens if you don't decide,
Yeah.
which was bad. Thousands of people died
The
because they
planes.
stalled. Exactly, the planes were falling, all kinds of shit was going on. They had a COVID situation.
Yeah.
That was one of the plagues. So it was okay, but there was no twist at the
Mm.
end. There was nothing to like to give you that contrast or to give you that oh okay kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that for me was lacking, which I expected. So other than that, this film could have been directed by someone else and just been a good film.
Yes.
So that's the only thing that was lacking for me. Again, the performances. Batista was good.
Yeah.
Rupert, Harry Potter's
Oh
friend,
yeah, he
the
was in it.
redhead
Yeah,
guy,
he was
he
good.
was in it. He's also in Servants, which is an
Yes,
Apple TV show, which is also done by
produced
M
by
Night Shyamalan. Exactly. So, and then the guy with the one of the dads, the dad that, I don't want to spoil it, but the dad that was more sympathetic,
mm,
he was the one that was in the
Matrix,
Mindhunter
Mindhunter, and
and
Matrix.
Matrix. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. So
yeah,
he's yeah, so it's an interesting concept, and I enjoyed it, but I just think that the twist at the end, it let me down, and
yeah.
I would give it a higher mark if it wasn't for that.
Exactly, absolutely. I'm 100% spot on with that one.
Also, one thing I did want to mention, just real quickly, I think the one thing I did enjoy was the camera angles.
Mm,
Certain times, like when they're swinging weapons or they're doing something, the camera would follow the action a bit like, remember Upgrade?
yes, yeah,
Yeah, Upgrade. That was a film that came out a few years ago, and that's where you get real I don't know what to call it, but I just see it as like action imitating movement.
yeah.
So if your arm swings, the camera moves with
It's
yours.
with it.
The
Yeah,
camera's almost attached to your arm.
yeah,
That was kind of cool. So I liked some of the
yeah.
camera angles. So
Yeah.
that was
No,
cool.
me too. I mean, I liked some of there's a couple of close up shots of like Dave Bautista when he's talking to the kid and then he's
Mm,
looking around. He kind of like M Night knows how to build tension.
mm,
He knows how to
mm,
do all that sort of stuff. And then like you said, like I was expecting some sort of twist at the end where it wasn't going to happen. There was one there's one bit where the both of them, the two guys, they had a, a lot of opportunity to stop Dave Bautista, in my opinion.
mm, mm, mm,
Now, if
mm.
they had stopped him, would that have changed the course?
No, it would have. I guess it would have been worse. They would
Mm,
have had to. Either way, they had to do. A sacrifice has to be made. Either way.
mm.
So I mean, it's deep. How do you believe someone like that? I mean, you know what I mean? It's mad. It's a big decision, man. I mean, it's
That's
crazy,
mad, isn't it?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, crazy.
Like I said before, the premise is really interesting because it's like, would you sacrifice your other half to save
Mm,
7
mm,
billion people that you don't know?
mm, mm. It's a tough one, because most people will say no, but then at the same time, if if it is true, then it's only going to be you two walking around and on
Yeah, and
Earth.
they kind of mentioned
That's
that.
not an
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a nice place to be. So something's got to give.
Some
It's the needs of the many prevail over the needs of the few.
There
So
you go. There you
mm,
go. All right. So listen, look, what do you reckon? Is that yeah, so what are we giving this one then out of 10? I mean, for me, I'd probably say it's like a good
six and a
6.
half,
Yeah,
7.
yeah, 6.5.
Yeah,
Six,
six and
six
a
and a half
half,
for me.
7.
Yeah,
Something like that.
thereabouts. Yeah. So go out, check
Yeah.
it out. And I mean, obviously, if you enjoyed it, we'd love to hear your thoughts and your take on it.
Yeah.
So Devout, what we doing? Have we got time for one more?
Oh, should I do this one or should I save it for next week? What do you reckon? I don't know. Let's
Mate,
give them what they want. Let's give them what they want.
let's
Let's
do
give
it.
them what
Let's
they
do
want.
this. I want
Okay,
to. I
so
want
this
to hear
one,
about. This is Deval. Deval went out and watched a second. This is the second time,
second.
second Bollywood
Yeah,
movie that we're speaking about on the show, folks. So I want to listen to this one. Yeah. So go take it away, Deval.
I've never watched a Bollywood film until 2022 with
Mm,
RRR,
yeah, we
and I
spoke
came
about
out
it.
and watched another one. This film was gangster. This one's called Pathaan.
Yeah,
So Pathaan. Pathaan, Pathaan, Pathaan. This one, this one is a gangster film. This is action
yeah.
on on steroids.
Is
This is
it?
like every Marvel film, every DC film you could put together and put it on a screen. Nothing is holding back here. This film is just crazy.
Wow.
Uh, so the concept is actually it's political. So
Mhm.
the reason why this film kind of happens, India and Pakistan got beef.
Yeah.
It's not a new
Nah,
thing. Some
this
people
this
don't know
beef's been
about
going
it,
on for
but
years, mate.
yeah. So something happens that triggers tensions,
Yeah.
and then they've each got their own, like James Bond, if you want to call him that,
Right. Right. Right.
and
Right.
they activate him to deal with the matter. And Pathan, I think. something must have happened previously. Maybe there's been another version of this film, but he was presumed dead.
Right.
He's not dead, but he's an action man on another level. He's like, yeah, he's like Captain America almost. And then his enemy is called Jim.
Right.
So Jim is working for, I can't remember who's working for which side. I
Yeah.
think I can't remember. It doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
But either way, they're both working each side. India, Pakistan. The government's got their people. Jim is like the Winter Soldier.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's like Captain America, Winter Soldier. Even when you first see Jim enter the scene properly, he's wearing kind of Winter Soldier clothes. He comes into the road, yeah, similar to Winter Soldier. Remember Winter Soldier when he used a rocket launcher to
Yeah.
shoot Nick Fury's car
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
or something? He does a similar
Oh
thing
my
there.
gosh. Yeah.
And then they fight in the street on the car. It's like Winter Soldier and Captain America, but
Wicked.
there's the action scenes. If you've seen RRR, it's like that, but it's not so impossible.
Right. 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 Okay. So it's a
The
bit more
physics on
believable.
Yeah, the physics on that was another level. This one is still on another level, but it's not as bad as that. And it's just you can see money went into this film, man.
Yeah.
Money. This film is just, I can't describe the amount of action that was in this film. And the main actor, I'm going to pronounce some
No,
names wrong,
mate, do
but
it.
maybe this is Shah Rukh Khan.
Yes, he's a massive,
Shah.
massive,
I've
massive.
seen this guy's face everywhere.
This
I've
guy is
never.
huge.
He's massive. This guy
This
is
guy's like really, really big.
1965. 1965 he was born. If you see his body,
He's in
if that is
fifties.
his body,
Yeah,
if
exactly.
this is if this is his body, I'm not sure if they use CGI. If it's
No,
his
they do.
body, he is gangster. His body's another level. Another level. Another level. Yeah. The abs on this guy is crazy. I don't know if I can show it. I don't know if you can see it,
Oh yeah,
but the
man.
abs on this
I know.
guy,
I know. I
this
know.
film, it's mad. He
Yeah.
just does. Yeah, so he's doing his thing. He's just punching, kicking, shooting everything. You got Deepika Padukone.
Yes, she was
Uh,
in. I didn't know this. Devout. I mean, well, no, actually, I
hmm.
did know. She was in Triple X with
Oh,
Vin
is it?
Diesel.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, see, so there's her, and there's John Abraham, another guy. He plays Jim.
Okay,
Uh, and yeah, it's like, man,
John Abraham. Wow.
I,
Okay.
the action. I can't. This film was 3 hours. There was an interval. There was an interval for 15 minutes. Yeah, where you had to get up and go to the toilet or whatever.
Like
There was
you
an
have to
interval.
go to the toilet exactly because
Yeah,
it's so long.
never seen an interval.
Oh,
Even Avatar was slightly longer, no
no
interval.
interval.
Just had an interval. But yeah, the action, the shooting. Basically, they're fighting obviously for I guess their countries. That's what they're fighting over.
Mm.
They kind of they're spies or whatever you want to call them. And Jim has got this device that's going to create smallpox,
Oh,
and he's looking to release it.
yeah, like
So
Chimera
they
from
got to,
Mission Impossible.
yeah, exactly. So they've got to try and stop Jim releasing smallpox, and that's the main kind of thing that they're fighting over.
Yeah.
There's double agents involved and all this untrust going on. People obviously die. The shooting that's involved, the weapons, the tech. RRR was based in the past. This is
Mm.
based now. So the
Yeah.
tech they've got, they had wings like Falcon. They're flying through the air.
And what about the
They're
location?
jumping.
Because I know they do a lot of they go to different countries and stuff, right?
Yeah, this one obviously they are they ever in India? They probably are, but I don't remember. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're in Spain. They're in Italy. I think they're in Russia for a bit as well. So there's Russians there. It's just the fighting, and there's a scene on a train that's really good.
Is it?
And the scene on the train has got this other actor called Salman Khan. He plays Tiger. He's only in it for a bit, but I think he's also another Bollywood action guy.
Yeah, yeah, he is. He is.
He's another Bollywood action guy,
And he's
and
another
he's in
big,
this.
yeah, maybe like a
Yeah,
team up
big
or something.
star. There's this kind of like I think them two like collaborating
Mm.
because the main guy and Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan, or both Khans, they
Yeah.
collaborated and fought against like Jim's team, and
Right.
they were just kicking ass. But it kind of reminded me of like Expendables when two old school action guys get
Get
together,
together.
and there's a real like really funny scene, like a post credit scene where they're sitting down on the bridge, the train bridge, after they've kicked everyone's ass, and they're saying to each other back and forth. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is getting too much." He asks them for paracetamol. They're like, "Oh my back." You know,
It
a bit
sounds
like the
like
Spider-Man scene.
Spider-Man scene. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. But,
Yeah.
oh, my back is hurting. I can't do this for much longer. And he's like, but who's going to take over? And they're like, how about that guy? And he's like, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, how about this? The other, they don't say anyone's name. They just say, oh, how about this guy, the young guy? And they're like, nah, nah, he's not ready yet. How about this other guy? No, he's not strong enough. They keep mentioning about 5 or 6 guys, and they're like, nah, 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 no one's ready. So they're both basically showing you that they're the
They're
gangsters
the
and they
gang.
can still
Yeah,
do it.
yeah. Oh man, this
Really
sounds like
funny
good fun.
post-credit scene. But this film is fun. Don't take it too serious. It's
Yeah.
like Fast and Furious. It's like Expendables. It's like Mission Impossible. It's like all of that put together, and it is a roller coaster ride.
Wow.
Honestly, it's a really good film.
I'm really
Pathaan.
excited to watch it. Do you know that? And I haven't been
Yeah.
excited to watch a film in such a long time, an indie film. But listen, look over here. Apparently, it says over here it's the 4th highest grossing Bollywood film ever already, and
Oh,
it's
is it?
only been out.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
About a
it's
week or so, I think.
exactly. So
Yeah.
it's probably still got some time left yet. And it's the highest grossing Bollywood film of 2023. Obviously, we've still got a long way to go yet, but they're
Yeah. Yeah.
saying that this movie could break like over £100 million.
It should do. It should do. I think it will do. You watch. I think maybe if it was released at the summertime, it might have done better. But I
Mm,
mean, yeah, I know a lot of people think of Bollywood as, one kind of film.
yeah,
This one is, but it's not at the same time. I
yeah,
mean, there was one moment where it does very much go into Bollywood,
yeah.
where they just start breaking out in song, everyone's singing and
Dancing,
dancing,
and you just
and
think, oh
and
my
I'm like,
gosh.
yeah, I'm like, what's going on here? Get back to the action. But it only happens once, and
Yeah,
it's not too long.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, you know what? It's this film's good, man. I've seen 2 Bollywood films, and I can't even cuss it.
Oh
It's like
shit,
it's good.
man, that is
I
good.
can't cuss it.
You
It's
know
better
what?
than a lot of American films I've seen, man.
Yeah.
It's what can I say?
Listen, we got
Mm,
our listeners out there. I mean, listen, you've got a recommendation there, man. Film of the
mm,
week. Go check it out. I mean, I'm definitely going to check it out when
yeah,
it comes out over here.
yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, in terms of kind of rating it against, like, what would you say would be kind of like a similar? Oh, actually, you mentioned quite a few actually.
yeah. I
Like
mean, I give this film a good 8.5. I reckon good 8.5. It was not perfect, but it's strong.
strong.
It's strong, and it's just it's a fun. Like, you want to go to the cinema and have fun and leave. That's what you do with
That
this
is what
film.
exactly. There you
Yeah,
go. Well, there
take
you
a
go,
big bag
folks.
of popcorn, big drink, and you're good. You're good.
Wicked
Good.
recommendation. Right, folks, that is the end of the episode. We've got some other big movies next week. No, it's not next week, is it? It's 2 weeks' time. Ant-Man and the
Yeah,
Wasp.
yeah.
When's it coming out for you guys?
17th, Friday, 17th February.
Okay, Friday
You get
17th.
it a day early,
I
probably,
think
isn't
I'm
it?
gonna be watching it on that Thursday, which is the 16th.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. I'm
Looking
looking
forward
forward
to
to
it.
this one as well. I'll go out and I'll check this movie out. And remember, folks, keep a lot with the Flixters. We've got some more movies that we want to speak about, and let us know what you're watching as well.
Hmm. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pop in the Flixters podcast.